Hello 12th class students, welcome again. I am Sachin Mishra and students, this is our next video for chapter number 4 only, and you know that we have completed till minors and cofactors, and now it's time to start the final topic, that is adjoint and inverse. And using matrix method, we will also learn how to find the solution of system of linear equations. So let us start right now. Students, welcome back again. We are on this fourth chapter, determinants, and we have in the last lecture we have covered the topics that area of triangle, finding area of triangle using determinants, and the minors and cofactors. Students, we had discussed about that the cofactor, and cofactor is the value of the determinant obtained by deleting any row and column in which the element is present. Now moving ahead, we have now new topic, adjoint and inverse of a matrix. First we will discuss about adjoint, and this adjoint topic is also based on finding the minor and cofactor only. See now what to do next. What is adjoint? See students, if A is any matrix, if A is any square matrix, it should be remembered. If A is any square matrix, then adjoint of A is also a matrix, whose which is obtained by transposing its corresponding cofactor matrix. See, it means students, if A is any matrix and if we find the cofactors of all the elements of this matrix and placing all the cofactors in its corresponding places, then the transpose of the matrix so obtained is the adjoint of that matrix. See, if A is the required given matrix, then its adjoint is denoted by this symbol ADJ. It is read as adjoint A only. It is the transpose of the cofactor matrix of A. Transpose of this means, if A is any matrix given, first to find the cofactors of all its elements, place all those elements in a new place all those cofactors in a new matrix at their corresponding places, and then if we find the transpose, we get the adjoint of A. Let us take an example how to find the adjoint of any matrix. Let us take an example. See students, there is a question in your exercise only, in exercise 4.5. This is question number 1. We have to find the adjoint. Here A is a matrix, it is 2 by 2 matrix, 1 2 3 4. If we have to find its if we have to find its adjoint, we have to find the cofactors of each of the element. You know that any element is denoted by the symbol small aij, like this one. Here we can say that A11 is 1. A11 is 1. This is this symbol is used for this one element, and for the cofactor we use the symbol capital Aij. Here we have to one by one find the cofactors of each of the element. If A11 is 1, means this element is 1, its corresponding cofactor is obtained by, you know that Aij, the general formula of cofactor is minus 1 raised to I plus j Mij, where Mij is the minor. So for A11, its cofactor will be, since it is in the even position. Students, we had discussed about the even and odd position, where the sum of the row number and column number is even, that is called as even position, and where the sum of the row number and column number is odd, that is called as odd position. At in the case of even positions, the cofactor is exactly equal to the minor, and in case of odd position, the cofactor is numerically equal to the minor but opposite in sign. Here, if we have to find a11, so we have to ignore these row and column. So what remains here? 4. So a11 is 4. A12 means the cofactor of element of first row and second column, means this one of this position element. So if we ignore this, we get 3. But since this is odd position, because sum of 1 and 2 is 3, this is odd position, so it will be -3. Then a21 means finding the cofactor of 3, that is ignoring them, we get 2, but it is odd position, so it will become -2. And then a22, so ignoring them, we get 1, so it is 1 since it is even position. So this is the cofactor matrix. Cofactor matrix means matrix formed by placing these cofactors in corresponding places. This one, 4, -3, -2, 1, this is cofactor matrix. And the adjoint of A is the, we know that we have just discussed that it is the transpose of the cofactor matrix. If we transpose this one, that is 4, -3, -2, 1, then this is now the adjoint. 4 -3 is here, -2 is here, 1 is here. This is the adjoint of A in case of 2 by 2 matrix. Now let us take an example of 3 by 3 matrix. If we take an example of 3 by 3 matrix, let's take the second question only from your exercise. It is question number 2. Question number 2. Let A be the matrix given as, it is 3 by 3, 1, 1, 2, then 2, 3, 5, and then 2, 0, 1. See, one by one we have to find the cofactors of each element. Here this is 3 by 3 matrix, so there are 9 elements. Clearly 9 elements. For all those 9 elements, the cofactors are this one, a11, a12, a13, means these are the cofactors of the elements of first row. Then a21, a22, a23, these are the cofactors of the second row. And a31, a32, a33, these are the cofactors of the third row. Now finding a11, see, it is clear that we very well know the odd and even position. The sign of the positions are plus, minus, plus, as you know. And so now the cofactor is, for finding the cofactor of this element, we have to ignore the first row and first column. So what remains here? 3 minus 0. 3 into 1, 3, minus 0. It is 3 and it is even position, so this is 3 only. Then a12 means cofactor of this one, so ignore first row and second column, so it will be 2 into 1, 2, minus 2 into 5, 10. 2 minus 10, this is -8. But since this is odd position, so it will become minus of -8, means it is 8. Then a13, this is again even position, so ignoring this one, first row and third column, we get 2 into 0 is 0, and 0 minus 6, this is -6. We need not change the sign since this is even position. And then a21 means the cofactor of this element, ignore this row and this column, so we get 1 minus 0, this is 1 only. 1 minus 2 into 0, 0, so it is 1, but for odd position its sign is -1. a22, for a22 means for cofactor of this element, 1 into 1, 1, minus 2 into 2, 4. 1 minus 4, this is -3. And because of even position, it will be minus only. And a23, for a23, it is this one, this, ignoring these. So we have 1 minus 2, 1 into 0, 0, minus 2. So 0 minus 2 is -2, but being this odd position, it will be minus of -2, means it will become +2. And now a31, A31 means of this element, ignore these rows and column, we have 5 minus 6, 1 into 5, 5 minus 6, this is minus 1. And then A32, ignore these two, this one, so 1 into 5, 5 minus 2 into 2, 4, 5 minus 4 is 1, but odd position, so it will become minus 1, change the sign. And then for the last element, this one, this is 1 into 3, 3, 3 minus 2 into 1, 2, 3 minus 2, it is 1, and even position, no need to change the sign. So now these are all the cofactors. If we arrange these elements in a matrix, then at their corresponding places, this matrix is called as cofactor matrix of A. Cofactor matrix of A, and it is 3 by 3 matrix, 3 arranging them in corresponding places, 3, 8, minus 6, minus 1, minus 3, 2, minus 1, minus 1, 1. This is the cofactor matrix, and the adjoint of A is, you know, that it is the transpose of this matrix. So make transpose of this, arrange the row elements in column and column elements in row. We have 3, 8, minus 6, minus 1, minus 3, 2, minus 1, minus 1, 1. This is the adjoint of this matrix A, which was given in exercise 2. Exercise 4.5, question number 2. So now this is all about finding how to find the adjoint of a matrix. And now there are few properties also which I have to discuss. That is note number 1. You students, you have to make it clear that we had discussed in the last video lecture also that the sum of products of the elements of any row or any column with their corresponding cofactors is always equal to the determinant. It means the linear combination of the elements of any row or any column with its corresponding cofactors is equal to its determinant. Means suppose A11, this is the first element of first row, if it is multiplied by its corresponding cofactor, then the second element of first row, it is multiplied by its cofactor, and then third element of the first row, it's multiplied by its cofactor, will give you the determinant of A only. This is not only true for the first row element, this is true for second row element also, third row also, and even for column elements also. And means we can say that in short it can be written as Aij plus capital Aij is equal to determinant of A in general. Note that it implies that whichever is the row number and column number for that element, the same is the row number and column number for its cofactor. Its sum, linear combination, will give you this one. Second note is this one, that you have to keep in mind that the sum of products of elements of any row or column with the corresponding cofactors of other row or column is always 0. Means suppose this is the first element of first row, this is the second element of first row, third element of first row, these are the elements of first row, but if they are multiplied by the cofactors of any other row, suppose second row, like this one, second row elements, this one here, small a, small a11, a12 and a13, they represent the elements of first row, and capital A21, A22, A23, they represent the cofactors of the second row. If this is done, then it is always 0. You have to keep this in mind. Means it's simple. If the cofactors are multiplied with the elements of the same row or column, then you will get the value of the determinant. But if the cofactors of any row and column are multiplied with the elements of other row and column, then it is always 0. Third thing, based on this only, we have got this result that A into adjoint of A, means if A is any square matrix, if its adjoint is found, that A into adjoint of A is equal to adjoint of A into A is equal to mod of A into I. It means that if you multiply A into adjoint of A or adjoint of A into A, these both will be same and it will be equal to mod of A into I. Mod of A into I, see, I is the identity matrix, and you know that its diagonal elements are 1. So mod of A into I will become a diagonal matrix, or it will become a scalar matrix in which its diagonal elements will be equal to mod of A, that is the determinant of A, this one. And the fourth note is this one, that if adjoint of A is found, and if we need to find the determinant of this matrix adjoint of A, this is equal to mod of A whole raised to n minus 1, where n is the order of matrix A. Means if a matrix A is of order 2, then this will become mod of A 2 minus 1. Means in that case adjoint of A is equal to its determinant of the matrix A only. And if n is equal to 3, means if this A is third order matrix, then adjoint of A will be equal to mod of A raised to 3 minus 1, that is 2, means mod of A square. In case of, like for example, in case of third order, it is mod A square when n is equal to 3, means when the order of the matrix is 3. This is, so I think you have got this one. There is theory behind this one. We will not go into deep in this one, but you have to remember all these things. Questions are asked based on this one, these notes. And see, it has practical applications also, and that's only we are going to discuss. See, just in the beginning of the video, I have given the topic adjoint and inverse. Adjoint is discussed. Now we will go on to next topic, that is inverse of the matrix. This one, inverse of a matrix. This one, inverse of a matrix. And so you know, now you know how to find the adjoint of a matrix. That is by finding the transpose of the cofactor matrix of A, cofactor of matrix A. And now the formula for inverse is, see, if A is any matrix, if A is any matrix, then its inverse is denoted by this symbol A inverse, and its formula is A inverse is equal to 1 upon mod A into adjoint of A. See, this is a matrix. This mod A is, you know, it is a real number. Then A inverse is found by this formula. Here it is clear, students, that A inverse is equal to 1 upon mod A into adjoint of A. This adjoint of A is a matrix only. So A inverse is also a matrix which is given by this formula. Means we have to first find the adjoint of any matrix for finding the inverse, and then divide that matrix by the value of mod A, means the determinant of A. Means this determinant is this divides each element of this adjoint, and then the matrix so obtained will be the inverse matrix of A. See, what does inverse actually mean? Inverse actually means that suppose if suppose A and B are two matrices, A and B are two matrices, if their matrix multiplication means their product is I, if A into B is equal to I, then B is inverse of A. It actually means this one, inverse of A means if A is multiplied by such a matrix such that their product is identity, I means identity matrix, then B is inverse of A. In fact, not only B is inverse of A is also inverse of B, means both are inverse of each other. If B is inverse of A, then B can be denoted by the symbol A inverse. So for that A inverse only, this is the formula. Means if you have to find the inverse of any matrix, then you need to first find the adjoint, divide each element of the adjoint by the value of the determinant of A. This will give you the inverse matrix of A. That's all about inverse. And now from this formula it is clear that A inverse exists only when mod A is not equal to 0. See students, if mod A will become 0, then definitely this A inverse will not exist, because the each element, the elements cannot be divided by 0. So it means that it is clear that A inverse exists only when mod A is not equal to 0. In that case, A is said to be, means if mod A is not equal to 0, then in that case A is said to be invertible matrix. If we say that A is an invertible matrix, then it means that its inverse exists, or it is said to be non-singular also. Non-singular. If mod A is equal to 0, then A is singular or not invertible. So this is about the inverse of matrix A. And see, what is its application? Its application is that this finding, the use of inverse is there to find the to solve the solution of system of linear equations. Solution of system of linear equations means, for example, if we have got this kind of 3x plus 4y is equal to 5, 8x minus 9y is equal to minus 1, like this one. So this system of linear equations can be solved by this inverse matrix method, that is called as, it can be solved by matrix method. What is the matrix method that we will be discussing here right now? Means in this matrix method we will find the inverse only of some matrix. Now how to do this, let us discuss now. But see, this is a system of linear equations in which there are two variables. If there are two variables, then we will form a matrix equation. In which will involve matrix of maximum order 2 by 2. And if there are linear equations in 3 variables, for solving the variables of linear equation in 3 variables, we need 3 equations also, like this one. For example, for 3 by 3, this is there, a1x plus a2y plus a3z, and this is d1, a2x plus b1, this is b1 x plus b2y plus b3z, this is equal to, suppose, d2, and c1x plus c2y plus c3z is equal to d3. This is the system of equations of linear equation in 3 variables. For finding these variables x, y and z, we need 3 equations also. Then this system can equivalently be written in this form, in this way. In matrix form, it can be written equivalently in this way: a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. See students, the equivalent matrix equation is this one. See, you know that in matrix multiplication, if we multiply this, what will we get? a1x plus a2y plus a3z is equal to d1 only, means the first equation. b1x plus b2y plus b3z is equal to d2. c1x plus c2y plus c3z is equal to d3. So means the equivalent form of this system is this matrix equation only. If in short, if it is written, suppose this matrix is denoted by A, if this matrix of variables is denoted by X, If this matrix of this constant terms is denoted by B, then this is a matrix equation Ax is equal to B. And see here, matrix A and matrix B will be known because this matrix A is formed by the coefficients only, so this is known. Whatsoever equation is given, the matrix formed by the coefficients will be the matrix A, the matrix formed by the constant terms will be the matrix B, and the matrix formed by the variables is matrix X. So this means we need to find this matrix capital X only, and its other equivalent form is this one, X is equal to A inverse B. See students, if we multiply both sides by A inverse, if suppose this system is in which this invertible system in which this inverse of matrix A exists, then if we multiply both sides by A inverse, we get X is equal to A inverse B. So it means that X can be found, the matrix of variables is directly found by multiplying the inverse of this matrix A with this matrix of constant terms. So it means whatsoever equation is given, form this type of matrix equation and denote this by A, this by X, this by B. We need to find the inverse of this matrix A. But before that, we need to check whether it is invertible system or not, and that can be done by first you have to find mod of A. If mod A that we have discussed, if mod A is not equal to 0, then only solution of this matrix equation will exist. Matrix equation, or you can say system of linear equation exists. And in this case it is called as consistent system. Otherwise it is said to be inconsistent. It means it is clear that if the solution of this system exists, then it is called as consistent, and if the solution does not exist, it is called as inconsistent. That's all. So this is all about adjoint and inverse. We will take an example. We will go through one example of solving a system of linear equations. Let us take it from your exercise only, or text exercise or example. So here is an example number 28 in your textbook before the exercise 4.6. This is example number 28. The question reads as that solve the following system of equation. Solve the following system of equations. The equations are given as 3x minus 2y plus 3z is equal to 8, and then 2x plus y minus z is equal to 1, and 4x minus 3y plus 2z is equal to 4. This is the system of equations given. Its equivalent matrix form is very easy to write. Here forming the matrix by coefficients is this one, 3, then minus 2, then 3, then 2, this is 1 and minus 1, then 4, minus 3 and 2. This is a matrix formed by the coefficients. Make another matrix formed by the variables, and another matrix formed by the constants, it is this one. Then if it is compared with this matrix equation Ax is equal to B, we get A is equal to this matrix, X is equal to this, and B is equal to this one. And you know that we can find this X by using this formula A inverse B. So this means we have to first find A inverse, means inverse of this matrix. So now look at here. So as I already told that we will first in the beginning, first of all, we'll check whether it is invertible or not. So for invertible, we'll find its determinant. If we expand this determinant using the first row only, so it is mod A is equal to 3 into this will become 2 minus 2 minus, then minus 3 into minus 1 is 3, 2 minus 3 only, and then minus of this minus 2, minus of minus 2 will become plus 2. This is 2 into 2, 4 minus 4 minus minus 4 means it will become plus 4, and then plus 3 into this is minus 6, and 4 minus 1, 4 into 1, that is 4. So see students, this is 2 minus 3 is this one, this is minus 1, so this becomes minus 3. This is 8 into 2 16, and this is minus 10 into 3, that is minus 30. So this will become 16 minus 33. 16 minus 33 is minus 17, which is not equal to 0. Therefore we have to write that A inverse exists. A inverse exists here. Means this the system of linear equation can be solved using matrix method. And now we will find the, you know that the formula for inverse is 1 upon mod A into adjoint of A. So we will first to find A inverse, and for that we will find adjoint of A. And for adjoint of A, you know that we will find first the cofactors of all. So find the corresponding cofactors of each element, that is A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. So finding the cofactor A11, that is ignoring the row and column of this element. So we have 2 minus 3, that is minus 1. It is minus 1 only. Then A12, ignore the row and column of this one. So we have 4 minus 4, their product is minus 4. So 4, it will become plus 8, but since this is odd position, it will become minus 8. A13 means this one, ignoring them, we have minus 6 minus 4, that is minus 10, this one. Then A21, for this element, ignore this row and column. So we have minus 4 minus, their product is minus 9, so minus 4 plus 9, this will become plus 5, but since this is odd position, so it will become minus 5. And then for this one, this is 2 3s are 6 minus 12, so 6 minus 12 is minus 6, being even position, it will be minus 6 only. See students, even and odd position does not imply that if even position, then the number should be positive only. Even position means we will not change the sign of the minor, and odd position will change the sign of the minor. Here this was even position, the minor was minus 6 only, but being even position we had not changed the sign, it is minus 6 only. Similarly for 823, this for 823, for this element, this is minus 9 minus 8, their product is minus 8. So minus 9 minus plus 8, it will become minus 1, but it is being odd position, it becomes 1. Then A31, for A31, for this element, ignore this one, so it is 2 minus 3, that is minus 1. Then for this one, this is minus 3 minus 6, minus 3 minus 6, this is minus 7. This one, minus 3 minus 6, sorry, it is minus 9, but being odd position, it will become plus 9. And for A33, for this last element, this is 3 ones are 3 minus 4, this is 3 plus 4 7, so this is the 7. So if we place these elements in a matrix, then that is called as cofactor matrix, and the transpose of that cofactor matrix is only called as the adjoint. So adjoint of A is nothing but the transpose of the matrix formed by this one. Its transpose means this is actually minus 1, minus 8, minus 10, minus 5, minus 6, 1, and minus 9, minus 1, 9, and 7. So this is the adjoint of A. This is adjoint of A, and you know that the formula for inverse is 1 upon mod A into adjoint of A. So now mod A is already found, it is minus 1 upon 17. into this one, minus 1, minus 5, minus 1, minus 8, minus 6, 9, minus 10, 1 and 7. This is A inverse. This is A inverse. Finally we have found. And now, as we had discussed that x can be obtained by the formula A inverse B, means we have to multiply this inverse, minus 1, minus 5, minus 1, minus 8, minus 6, 9, minus 10, 1, 7 into this B. Matrix B was the matrix formed by the cofactors. This is 8, 1 and 4. And now multiply them. If we multiply, then see here it is minus 1 upon 7. This is outside. We need to multiply this minus 1 upon 17 with this matrix. But since this is matrix multiplication, we can do the we can find the product of this matrix multiplication first, and then also we can multiply minus 1 by 17. Or we can also do this, that if we first multiply minus 1 upon 17 with this one and then find the product. So better is find the product this one. See that this is minus 1 into 8, that is minus 8. Then this is minus 5 and this is minus 4. Minus 8 minus 5, that is minus 13, minus 4, that is minus 17. Similarly, now find the product. Minus 8 into 8, this will become minus 64. Minus 64, then minus 6 into 1, this is minus 6. So minus 64 minus 6 is minus 70. And plus 9 for the 36. 70 minus 70 plus 36 will give you minus 34. And then minus 10 into 8, that is minus 80, plus 1 into 1, 1, and plus 4 into 7, that is 28. So minus 80 plus 1 plus 28, 1 plus 28, 29. So minus 80 plus 29 will give you minus 51. And now multiply this minus 1 by 17 with this one. Obviously you will get here 1, here 2 and here 3. So matrix X, and you know that matrix X was originally this matrix, the matrix of the variables. So comparing both sides, we get X is equal to 1, Y is equal to 2 and Z is equal to 3. So students, this is the method in which by which we can find this solution of a system of linear equations. So this is all about this one, today's lecture. And I have to say that the chapter is also completed by the completion of this topic. Now you can go through the remaining exercises, exercise 4.5 and 4.6. Go through them, and very soon you will get a worksheet based on this also from my side. And in the next lecture we will start new chapter, that is continuity and differentiability, because either continuity and differentiability or the other chapter, because parallelly subsequent next chapter is also going on by Jagdish sir also. So let us complete this, let us end this. Thank you very much. Thank you.